Since we can only find the square root of non-negative numbers, we make sure that the expression inside the square root is greater than or equal to 0. So this is what we will be doing to find the domain of any square root function. We will just take the expression inside the radical, which we call radicand, and set it greater than or equal to 0 and solve for this inequality. So in the first example, x minus 6 should be greater than or equal to 0. Add 6 to both sides, so x has to be greater than or equal to 6. Otherwise, if you plug in a number less than 6, this expression, the radicand, will be negative. Therefore, the square root of a negative number will not be a real number. This function will not be defined. So our condition, so our domain, is that all the numbers that are greater than or equal to 6. How do we write it in interval form? You can draw a number line and mark 6. So x should be greater than or equal to 6. In interval notation, this is going to be 6 to infinity. In the second example, we have to make sure that the expression inside the radical, which is our radicand, has to be greater than or equal to 0. So add 12 to both sides to solve this inequality and divide both sides by 3. So we find x should be greater than or equal to 4. In interval notation, the domain is from 4 to infinity. The next question, again, we just take the radicand and set it greater than or equal to 0 and solve for x. Subtract 30 from both sides. 5x is greater than or equal to negative 30. Divide both sides by 5. X is greater than or equal to negative 6. Now, draw your number line, and x should be to the right of negative 6. So in interval notation, the domain will be from negative 6 to infinity. For the next example, take the radicand and set it greater than or equal to 0. Solve for the inequality. Subtract 10 from both sides and divide both sides by negative 2. Since we are dividing by a negative number, we will have to flip the inequality sign. So we find x is less than or equal to positive 5. Let's draw on the number line. So 5 is here and x should be to the left of it. Therefore, anything from negative infinity until 5 will be in the domain.